Good afternoon. This is Younib TV News at 1 with me, Eunice Mutua. Hope you had a wonderful Madaraka Day celebration last weekend. Well, we have a lot lined up for you, including the update on the funeral mass of the late Father Alois Bet, who was murdered in Kerio Valley. Let's dive into the bulletin. The government's continuous inaction in dealing with the ongoing banditry threat that has afflicted Kerio Valley for decades and resulted in many fatalities has been denounced by religious and political leaders from the larger Rift Valley region. The leaders specifically criticized the Ministry of Interior and National Police for not making any arrests almost 2 weeks after the heinous murder. They were speaking at the memorial mass for the late Father Alois Bet, held at Sacred Heart of Jesus Cathedral in Eldoret.
Meeting where the community say that let them be given 3 days. So and that's why all of us, we said, okay, let us give them 3 days. So now, as you have heard here, nothing really, those criminals have not been apprehended. And that's why everybody is now wondering, if within those 3 days they have not been apprehended, are they even still around?
He knows the security of the country. He even said he knows where the people, everyone sleeps in Kenya. So the question the family and all of us are asking, where are these bandits? Why is it taking longer? And you know also the police and the minister must apologize to this country.
Damu ya Alois iliyomwagika kule kwa ule mlima iwatakaze, iwaoshe ili wapate kutubu na kuja kwa njia ya msalaba. Wazazi na jamii ya Alois tumewasamea.
We have no reason as a nation now, considering we are reasonable force in the country that can handle our borders and make sure Kenya is safe from external aggression. We must deal with the internal aggression we are witnessing as a nation.
Let the police be there, the GSU be there, let the army, even they are there, let them then do their work, unless somebody is protecting these criminals and somebody does not want disarmament to happen.
Nataka niulize DCI kwa sababu alikuwa na speed kabisa kama ya 100 meters ku-expose the fake abduction of Juja MP. Watumie hiyo same speed kutuambia nani aliua huyu ndugu yetu.
Kenyan activist Boniface Mwangi and Ugandan activist Agatha Atuhaire have disclosed alarming accounts of their detention in Tanzania, asserting that they were subjected to sexual torture by individuals they suspect were state operatives. The pair alleged that they were kidnapped, unlawfully detained for several days in torture facilities, and ultimately released at the border. They claim to have faced severe abuse and were cautioned against discussing their experience.
And they stripped naked. When I stripped naked, they removed my handcuffs, and then I was grabbed by about 4 men, and they lifted me up so fast. Before they lifted me, actually, they put some gloves on my hands. Then they lifted me up. So we spent the night on that floor. I could barely walk. I was bleeding. And then I could hear Agatha screaming. And one of the men was there saying, why don't you give me permission to rape her? Because this one is like a bit good. She looks very nice. Let me just allow me to shusha mzigo, like let me rape her.
At first I didn't know why, but I had Boniface screaming and I knew they were trying to block me from hearing that. So they violently picked me out of that vehicle and they also ordered me to strip naked.
They're recording this and they're teaching me a lesson. So I'm stuck naked. They tell me around, say your name, your wife's name, your kid's name, where do you live, where do they go to school. I'm naked.
I think when he's talking about his government letting him down, at least they pretended and put out a statement. Mine didn't. Because for our governments, it was good riddance. Someone else is getting rid of our headaches. Why would they care?
African community, SADC, AU, and the international community, your inaction is deafening. Join the citizens of Jumuiya, which is the East African community, in demanding: 1, immediate international sanctions against President Samia Suluhu Hassan, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, William Samoei Ruto, and General Muhoozi Kainerugaba for continued atrocities against the people of East Africa.
President William Ruto has no real rival in the 2027 presidential election. This is according to female leaders who have thrown their weight behind him. They say that Ruto has excelled his competitors in a number of projects across the nation, praising his development record over the last 2 years. The female leaders, led by Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly Gladys Bosholei and her Nairobi counterpart Esther Passaris, were speaking at a function in Aldai constituency.
Wivu ako na bitterness. Yes. Huyo mzee, naomba wazee wa kwetu waende waongee na yeye.
Hao watu ambao wanasema one term, tunasema one more term, tunasema 2 terms, ndio?
Hata kama sikupigia William Samoei Ruto kura 2022, 2027 ako na kura yangu. Hakuna kiongozi yeyote hako na nafasi ya kujivunika na upumbavu, ya kujiita mlima Kenya ndio aweze kutuongelesha siasa za ukabila na siasa za ubinafsi. Hiyo pepo ashindwe kabisa katika jina la Na mimi nasema hivi, William Ruto akae kidete, hafanya kazi, tumeamua ni teni vila break.
Slovenian President Nataša Musar called upon Kenyans to take initiative in safeguarding and conserving their environment. She expressed that the climate crisis is worsening rapidly with severe consequences. Her remarks came during the launch of a climate change adaptation unit at Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology. This hub is anticipated to assist in producing essential data points for an effective response to climate change.
Kenya, it's my honor and pleasure to moderate.
80% of all carbon dioxide emissions are put into the air by the G20 countries. 4 European countries among them: Italy, Germany, France, and United Kingdom. 80%. Do you know how much Africa is producing in carbon dioxide emissions? 6%. I cannot tell you how much Slovenia is producing because it's so low because of the geographical smallness. But what does that mean? Should we just watch the G20 countries and wait for them to do the right thing?
These models are not just simulations, they are living adaptive tools that integrate satellite imagery, AI, and environmental data to predict and visualize the impacts of climate stressors on water, soil, vegetation, and livelihoods.
We are going for a short break and we'll be back with more. Stay tuned. A suspected criminal group ambushed a police officer during a nighttime patrol in Freehold area in Nakuru town, resulting in one officer dying from gunshot wounds and 2 others in critical condition. In what may have been the gang's most daring assault to date, an AK-47 rifle was found and 4 individuals were taken into custody.
A series of shooting incidents in the last 10 days have left Nakuru residents living in fear. At least 7 people have been shot, with 5 succumbing to injuries.
Hii inatuonyesha kwamba wale wanatufanyia hivi wanaweza kuwa bado wako within us. Na ama wale ambao tumeambiwa watulinde. Sababu kila wakati inafanyika hakuna hatua inachukuliwa.
Mimi ningependa kuuliza MCA wa hii area ako wapi? Hii mambo yote inafanyika, tunampelekea, anasema atashughulika, hatutamuona tena.
I want you to be on lookout. Feed our systems. Mtu hawezi kuwa, because mimi to me is like a terrorist. Anapiga mtu hapa, anatoka. Anaenda pipeline, anapiga, anatoka. Anaenda Ngata, anapiga, anatoka. Anatelemuka karibu kwa Kekalia hii huko, anafanya the same. Huyo ni mtu ya kusamea. We need to say no to that crime. Last night our officers while on patrol pumped into the gang and a shootout arose. And out of the shootout at around 8:30, we were able to track the entire night the systems of these fellows, and we were able to arrest 4 persons who are in the police custody here with this firearm. This firearm was found in Bondeni.
In Belgut, Kericho County, a 45-year-old lady was electrocuted yesterday in what appears to have been an electrical mishap. According to police sources, Joyce Chepkorir was shocked to death while preparing breakfast with a new electric frying coil. Around 9 a.m., her husband Jackson Matim discovered her unconscious in their bedroom. While investigations continue to ascertain whether defective electrical connections may have been the cause, her body has been transported to the Kericho Sub-County morgue and is awaiting autopsy.
Ila alienda kuona akasema ni kwa Joyce ambapo moshi inatoka nyumba yake. Sasa bwana akarudi. Akaenda kuuliza bwana kwamba na si nyumba yako ambayo ni moshi inatoka. Sasa bwana akaambia yeye sasa ni Joyce ameungua. Stima imemoe.
Ilisikia nduru saa 12. Nikaamuka kwa singizi. Nikashindwa ni nini? Watu wanapigana ama ni nini? Kukimbia kukuja nikapata jirani amelala chini. Ameshikilia hiyo kitu hivi.
Nimekuja hapa nikasudia mambo yenye stima amefanya. Imekuwa tu bole akiwa mwenzetu. Ni ansala mwenzetu anafanyanga Unilever that is proud. Sasa sijui nini ilifanyika juu tu kuona kenye iliendelea, lakini tulipata tu mwili yake akiwa chini. Tunasema tu bole.
On day 2 of the World Championships in Kazakhstan, the national weightlifting team for the visually impaired added 15 golden medals. Kevin Mbogwa, the champion, continued to dominate by winning 4 more golds. Kenya also took home 5 bronze and 9 silver medals. The squad performed exceptionally well in the deadlift category despite difficulties in the squat category.
Kwa leo ikifikia leo sasa tumeweza kuzoa zaidi ya medali 25. Mechi za leo kwa upande wa squats ndio ilikuwa sheria ilikuwa imebadilishwa na hatukujua. Sasa ndio kukuja tena kuanza kuadapt kwa nini hizo masheria kidogo ilitulemea. Lakini hiyo tunaenda kuwork on it.
Kwangu zina mean effort ambayo tumeweka kwa huu muda ambao tumekuwa tukitrain. Now these are the results. So at least tukipata medali unaona kuna like kuna growth na kuna hiyo improvement inakuja kila siku na inakupea motisha hata kuendelea kutrain zaidi. Ili
kwangu mimi medal especially na age niko nayo ina signify the effort yenye nimeweka na vile na kufanya vile nimekuwa nikiambiwa especially na matrainers wangu.
That story brings us to the end of Younib TV News at 1. Thank you so much for staying with us. We still have more lined up for you in our next segment, which includes entertaining shows and educative programs. Have a lovely afternoon. My name is Eunice Mutua.